Hi guys, this is Teacher Party. You can check me on Live with Teacher Party to get so much content that I need to be uploading recently. Okay, I am doing a review for a sister of mine and a coach of mine, Mahlako. Mahlako is my beauty coach, is my beauty and image coach, and also I can say confidence coach, especially around the matters of beauty. Now, I'll give you a background, and I had to do this video and share it on YouTube because it's gonna be long. I want when someone signs up with Mahlako that they know exactly what they are signing for. So, I met Mahlako when. Let me just remove this. I met Mahlako just before 2020, if not 2010. So if today is 2024, it's almost 14 years. It's almost 14 years knowing Mahlako. And I'm making reference to that because I wanted to pay attention that I've known her for 14 years. So it's a decade and a half, almost a decade and a half knowing Mahlako. So we met through our late we met actually through Umama because Mahlako used to go to clinics with Sisters We Can. They used to go to clinics and ask for data or people that need help. So Umama, Pastor Pumi, Umalo actually met Mahlako first, and then Upapa. Can I just sit properly? Then our late Pastor Edi Ngumalo connected then with Mahlako, especially with youth programs. The connection was around the youth programs at church, talking to young girls, also for them to be confident and not use being born and bred and raised in the township as a limiting factor. So we met at a women's conference at church. So she was invited by Mama in that conference far back, and she was beautiful. And that time she was driving a white Tez, a white Toyota Tez, and she was beautiful. Like I remember she had upondo, and that was scrunched somewhere here. You remember when we still had butterflies, those scrunchies that open as butterflies? She had that. But I remember she was talking. The talk was around the pull head down syndrome on a women's conference, which is abbreviated as PhD. They said women should move away from the pull head down syndrome, and she was spreading the message as Sisters We Can. But I met Mahlako, guys, 2010. I didn't even have a Facebook. I think I was demonizing Facebook. I didn't even have an idea of what Facebook was and this thing. There was Mixit back in the day. People are still crazy about Mixit and all that is that chat room. So this is the era I met Mahlako. She was beautiful, and I think she was with a lady who she was working with in Sisters We Can, Bongi or what. They were equally beautiful together. And then sometime we fellowshipped with her, and then she moved she moved to other spiritual homes, I think, also because of the different places she stayed. I'm making this reference to of how we met Mahlako, so that when you are buying her service, you know that this is a person that invests in relationship. To know a person a decade and a half in this fast-paced digital life we are finding ourselves in, it becomes very difficult for people to maintain and keep relationships. And with the social leverage she has, I commend her for consistency and pure love and being genuine, because she is in greater circles than we're in, but those circles have not changed her. Okay, so I meet Mahlako. So I don't know when I opened my Facebook. This is me. I'm gonna share something so that you have reference. So when you are watching this video, it's gonna be a long video for the purposes that are very important, which is if I give a review, I must give an honest review of the service the person is offering. So this is me when I started working 2008. So I was still dressing here. And I was not going through family feuds, family wars at home. So I was dressing here, but I'm not a dresser. If you know me very well, okay, let me rephrase that. I was not a dresser. When I'm saying I'm not a dresser, I was not a dresser. It meant that as long as ngigqokile ngingajajanga, that's what mattered. I saw dressing as an exercise for slay queens. I didn't see it as something beyond, as an investment. I saw it as a slay queen thing. In any day, I just don't mind the people in the photo. This is me in this photo. This is the normal picture you'll see of me. I just want to quickly go out because the photos, the people in the photos, I did not get consent from them to share that. But this is a perfect photo of how you would see me in any given day. At work, this is me. You can see, oh, she's so beautiful. I love her though. I love this girl. Palms, my mom's dress. Did I wear a brother? Yes, I did. No, yes, I would have combed my hair. I don't know what I put on my face though. No lipstick. That's how you see me if you really know me. You know, when we take photos in social media, it's because we look good that day. Are you aware? So the other photos that are good, don't be like, but that other photo, you look good. It's that event photo. Maybe there was an event I went to. Then I did try and put in the effort. Okay. So I don't want you to even believe it. That was my everyday life. That picture that I just show you now, that was my everyday life. Okay, this is me and my daughter. That's the picture I get. This is me coming from work. I was already an accountant here. Even in that other photo, I was already an accountant. I want to also show you other photos. These are the recent ones. I just want to show you all the photos of where I'm coming from with this image thing. At least that one is better. I'm actually saying that the photos we put on social media is actually the best photos of that once in a lifetime day. It's not the true reflection. Actually, it's not the true reflection. I'm just trying to show you all the photos. Just bear with me. I'm recording. Actually, perfect. So don't focus on the people here. Just focus, this is me. So this is my default state. This is me 2010 during the World Cup. So this is my default state, good people. So if you see that girl there that looks like a boy, that's me. And I'm not into even these things of, you know, I'm a woman there, complete woman, you know. what is that word, heterosexual or something, that you date only men? Yeah, that's me there. Don't even be fooled by the tomboy look. That's how I just never took image seriously. It's just me. You can see these beautiful ladies, it was at work here, and they put in the effort, but me. Okay, so the other one I want to show you, it was a post I did last year on depression. Ooh, I looked hot. This was my sister's wedding. I just want to show you that post. See, this is me. Short hair. My hair never grew then. Now it just decided to grow. This is me. This is me. This was 2010. I was already working as an accountant in this photo. Don't think, I think the theme was June 16. I was already working as an accountant in this photo. I just want to show you this photo. This is COVID 2021. This is me. This is me. This is Mahlako. And I was at work as already a senior accountant. Yeah, as at work, studying my master's. Yeah. So now that I've done, I can stop sharing. Okay, now we can proceed. So those photos that I showed you, it's how I looked. Now let me give you something, which is sometimes image gets impacted by personality. I'm a book lover. I love studying. So I'm not a novel person and all that. I just love studying. I'm just a lifelong student. I love studying. So for me, I figured out that earlier on, I grew up in the rural areas, Elsikisiki, kulala Cabekwan. So ndakhe kwilali yasemfinisweni. So I must just give that brief background. So growing in a rural area with your grandmother, we were a community of have-nots. Like it was so normal not to have a roll on, not that we took it seriously, and we didn't see ourselves poor, because for us, poor was you didn't eat. Poor was not like you don't have roll on. So my grand would get me a roll on and pads. Around the grooming and the image thing. So a hairstyle you're not gonna get, because already my grandmother's raising many kids. And also my hair, it took forever for me to even understand it, because it's so sensitive. You'll not believe it. I did not even blow dry it. So I learned later that my hair is sensitive to heat, and also I must not use the relaxers that make the hair very soft. I must use the ones that make hair to be afro. Then my hair can actually grow or stay a certain way, you know. So I'm making this reference that as a young girl, yes, hygiene, it's priority, putting on a roll on and pads, but having a perfume and, you know, a hairstyle, so that's already out of budget. And I went to schools where we were asked to cut our hair, because the moment we have hair, it was assumed that boys are going to start impregnating us. Our place had, when I was there, had high pregnancy rate on school kids. So I think the principals are just coming with innovative ways to make us look younger for longer, smaller for longer. Okay, so this is Miguel, focused on her studies, does not groom at all. Like that photo where I'm wearing a 2020 thing, that's me. Natural, very natural. No lipstick, nothing. And then I went to the corporate space, because remember, when you're an academic, when you're still studying, you just have to focus on passing. That's your beauty. Okay? You just need to do well, get good grades. At university, it's the same thing. Now, this is where Mahlako comes in. Now, when you go to corporate and start working, it's not the marks that do the talking. The marks are just an entrance for you to walk into the door. of any corporate, any organization, any government institution. So there, that world, corporate or any work world, it has its own PMR in terms of how do you make it in the world. I love God, I believe in God. And first of all, you won't go to that world, pardon my pinky toe, I don't know what happened, my pinky finger. So in that world, you go in because of God. Because the unemployment in our country is very high. To be given that letter that says you are appointed, it's really a point of reflection to say it's not my knowledge or education, it's God who qualified me. Okay, so that I stand for 100%. After God puts you in emsebenzini, you have to produce your qualifications. We know you produce those, you go for interviews and all. What I did not know, which is what the other races knew, is you need a coach to make it in this space, because it's not academically inclined. Corporate or the government or what, they're not academically inclined. So you can get distinctions in your degree and still not be promoted in that space because now many things come into play. I'm talking about social skills. How do you relate to colleagues? How do you relate to your seniors? How do you relate to your subordinates? If you're in management, that space wants you to look the part. Now, this is a girl that never get, like, that's me. That's me. It took me long to understand the dynamics of this environment that, oh my God, you can say something very dumb in this space, but if you look smart, if you've got the right social networks, it will be made right. It was such foolishness in my mind when I started out that, okay, but what you just said is not even true. It's not even factual. You can't even back it up with research. But because the person has got the right social circle, the influential, let's take out right. The person has got the influential social circle in decision making. The person looks good. The person looks beautiful. So whatever they say is going to be taken seriously. It was in the Bible, we call it Babylon. So you need to know the tricks of making it in Babylon. And this is when now you need a coach. You need a coach. This girl never used to wear amapondo when I started out. And the other photos you saw now in Facebook, I remember when I went through a divorce, I just changed my wardrobe. I think I was just in the mood of, you know what, Lord, you're gonna make me thrive nonetheless. I remember I just went on a wardrobe. Let me just show you. And here, I just went on a wardrobe. I just started dressing up, but the dressing up did not come from a point of understanding. That I will qualify. How does dressing up come from a point of understanding? Before you go to the garage, when you're dressing from a point of understanding, before you go to the garage, you first look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is this the image I'm portraying? Is this the image I'm willing to portray? That's when you are intentional and deliberate about dressing up. But when dressing up is still once in a blue moon process, then today you dress up, tomorrow you don't. Today you dress up, tomorrow you don't, because you've not understood the full significance, of dressing. So I was going through a divorce here. You'd say, you look so nice. I was exercising and all. Why did you drop the ball? The dressing then was not intentional. That's me and my mom, me and my gran. The dressing up here, it was not intentional at all. Wearing the makeup, I think I was just taking the pain constructively, you know, other than inle, no ex-husband slash baby daddy. I think I just took my energy to exercising, and it worked well for my mind, and then I just applied makeup then. That was 2016, but it was not deliberate, it was not intentional. Now the photo I'm sharing here, it was my wedding day 2013. It's the first time I had lashes. It's the first time I had makeup on my body, and at that time I was 25. It was 25. It's the first time I had a lace wig, and also I've not had the lace wig after that. Even lashes from 2013, I only started putting lashes December last year, 2023. So a full decade. A full decade. The lipstick, if you look at my face, it's not very smooth. I was not even a faithful person in putting, in taking care of my space, doing facials and all. So I'll just stop sharing this. I'll just stop sharing this. Stop sharing. Okay. So now I'm just trying to show you that the dressing I had in other years, it was inconsistent. It was not an internal decision, okay? Now, I was still explaining how did Mahlako come into the picture. This is a person I've known 2010, if not before 2010. And she was a dresser. She dressed so immaculate, so to the T, the nails, the hair, everything. And when I got closer to her, it's actually some clothes are not even new. She just knows how to take care of clothes, and she just knows how to dress up and all. Come fast forward, 2022. Get into a horrible family thing. I get attacked and all. And I remember going to the social worker, and the social worker asked me, how did you dress? How did you show up in this family event? And then I say, actually, I was dressed to the nines, and that's not my default. I don't dress. So for some reason, I dressed to the nines. And then the social worker said, you have to keep it up. You have to be intentional about dressing up and looking good. As it's effort. That's really an effort, because it's not natural for me. It's not natural for me. Give me some numbers to work with. Give me a lecture. Give me a sermon to share and preach. Dressing, nyambela, nyanyana, yikho enye into ebesingathetha ngayo. And the social worker said, what triggered the attack is that people, because you showed up a certain way, they assumed that you are poor. Now, for the purposes of this video, the Lord has blessed me. I'll just say that. I'll not be arrogant. I'll say the Lord has blessed me. For the age I'm in, the Lord has blessed me. So for people to assume that when I show up in a space dressed in a tight dress, that it was so foreign in my mind. I'm like, do people judge people according to what they were? In my mind and in my perception, I'm this person who will love you for the God you have in you. I always fall in love with the God in you. I never fall in love with what you do. That's why you would ask yourself in that photo where I've got Amadred and I think Pume Paipini, Gime next to Mahlako, you would ask yourself, how did you, I fall in love with, I've got friends in across all spheres of love, because I just fall in love with the person, the God in the person. I'm an internally focused person. I'm not exterior focused. So it was a shock of my life to realize that people are actually externally focused. Okay, so now this is where the problem comes. The attack was October. Now it's the consistency in the stressing thing. Okay, so, and then I go through a breakup September, a horrible breakup September, horrible. Many things happened in 2023. Many attacks happened in 2023, but the Lord gave us strength. But I'm highlighting these ones, and also spiritually, I would not want to talk about that because I respect those that serve the Lord. So spiritually, also things, yay, they were going haywire. So now this is this journey of blows, like this is, and these are internal. These are not things people can see. This is internal. And now I need someone to hold me by hand in being consistent. And who better to do the job than Mahlako? So I'm just thinking, okay, there's one person who's forever dressed for a decade and a half and doesn't stop. And she fights weight gain. She goes to the gym. She takes herself seriously. She's confident. Who is the better person to carry me through the process, through the journey, through the phase? And now I started sending her photos because now I need some encouragement. Remember, this is a foreign thing for me to dress up. I'm worried about my pinky tail because now this is the new girl. This is the new girl. I'm like, hi, guys, I need to do the nails and all that. But who is the better person to take me through the process, Mahlako? Who's the better person to hold my hand in this transition phase? Because for me, that was a total transition. And Ned becoming a dresser. That's like you asking Mark Zuckerberg to become Mahlako in terms of dressing. You're asking a lot. That's like asking Zuckerberg to be a David Tlale. Like you're asking a lot. Give Zuckerberg something that has to do with innovation and inventions, rather than clothes. But now I'm challenged now in my life at 36 to go into this space. And then I start sharing photos with Mahlako that, okay, I tried this outfit on, because now this is such an unusual space for me. So I don't want someone who's going to judge me. Not actually, maybe judging is the wrong word. I didn't want someone who's going to be so flabbergasted in a negative sense on me wearing something they've never seen me wear. For example, short things. I'm born again, I serve the Lord, and I love the word of God, and I preach a lot. So me wearing a short thing, but now I'm like, okay, I'll try miniskirt today. First of all, the consistency in exercise. I'll share that. Listen, today I did the stairs in Westcliff. I never thought I'd do that in my life. I'll share my exercise, my home gym that I just built last year, like buying things from Pep, from Marketplace and all that, and then exercising every morning. Also the affirmations, I'll play affirmations, I'm beautiful, I turn heads and all that. So it's only Mahlako who can listen to these things that sound so crazy in my mind, because I'm in such an abstract world where I'm an academic now. So things just need to make sense in a theoretical fashion. So the moment you're glamorous in this space, it's something that gets easily noticed. So it's even a daunting thing to do, because we're not there. We just give us something to read or write. That's the space we're in. So at least when I'm doing, I'm exploring, I need someone who's gonna have an early childhood development teacher hat to carry me in the process. So she'll be like, this is so nice. And I'll dress up and just impress her. And in fact, I was not even dressing to impress her, but I would just show her what she was my, not she was my, she still is my, she still is my go-to in terms of my coach. Yeah, why is this word? It's so easy and it's running now off. She's still my post. I'm trying to get a picture here to share. So she becomes now my coach in terms of, I tried this. So I'm one person who don't force me to do something. I just do trial and error. Hence, I love numbers and all. I do trial and error. I'm gonna share this photo. So for someone who knows me, this is me breaking boundaries in terms of of dressing up. And I would have not shared it with anybody in my space who knows me spiritually, who knows me academically, who knows me as a mother. I would have not shared this easily, because for me to actually show my thighs and my legs, hey, I'm babiologist. Okay, so this is a person I could share it and be like, listen, I tried a miniskirt today, and because now I just lost, I was 97 kgs. Yeah, I didn't take care of myself. I was 97 kgs and we've walked the journey. I am 90.6 kgs now. I still need to go to 60 kgs because my BMI, I'm a very short person. So my BMI is still complaining, saying, girl, work hard. Really, really, really work hard. Also, Mahlako introduced me to radio. She believes in me so much. She exposed me to radio to share locally and internationally. She's just there. She's always encouraging me, and this is where the coaching space is in. I went through a terrible breakup in September, and when you've heard from the Lord and things don't go well, I was in such a bad space spiritually, and I remember she was there and she never thought I was crazy. It's important that I highlight that, because as you grow as an adult, as you grow, there are some things that, I can't just be telling anyone these things, because people are going to think I'm crazy, I'm hallucinating and all these things. But I could go through, and it was a series of sessions. And Umrena is very small, and at that time Merera was very, very small. But she would do sessions via WhatsApp. Check up on me. Check up on what the Lord has said. Check up on, do you still want to continue in this relationship and all? And I could come to my own healing at my own time. So this is very, very important to me. So the naughty thing we did with my image coach is, you wouldn't really see me wear a bikini. You wouldn't. So when I started exercising last year, I said my exercises are called sexy back. Now, this is a person that doesn't even believe in that word sexy. So I would exercise on a shower, and like crazy things would happen with my body. I will not divulge those. It's between me and my coach. I would exercise wearing bikinis because now I'm trying to build in me this confidence. Now I had to learn to strut. Guys. Ndiyaqhina mna xa ndihamba ndinebatha ndiyaqhina. Now I have to learn to strut. This is not from her, but I could just see that there's a certain aura people command who strut, who wear perfume, who do their hair, and as an academic, I'm well aware of people saying they want to decolonize beauty. So why are you going to the colonization of beauty and all that? Listen, for me, I love art, and I'm not limiting myself in beauty on a certain theoretical perspective or practical perspective that one person who preferred an African way of beauty and allow that person now to impose their standards on me. My beauty is limitless. If I do braids tomorrow with beads, you're not going to confine me to an African perspective on beauty. No, I'm already in an African complexion. For me, that's already African. And for me, I don't wear weaves yet, but I do have a photo where I bought a wig long time ago, and I'm going into weaves. I'm going full force. Does that mean I'm ashamed of my African hair? Actually, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just versatile in my beauty, and I'm not limiting myself. That's how I'm measuring my beauty. I mean, for a born-again lady that loves God, that preaches the word of God, shares the word of God, hoop earrings, are they not too much? That's how limitless I am in terms of my journey in image, that I'm gonna try many things as long as it's right with me and the Holy Spirit, and it's not infringing upon humanity in terms of we share the world, we share the spaces. So I can't just show up in spaces naked. I have to respect humanity. I have to respect people. So we are growing together with my coach in this journey, and it's a paid service. It's a paid service. I'm proud to say it's a paid service because I can tell you now, suitors, yeah, I'm in the market in Gashelwa. Yes, got divorced 10 years ago. Well, no, I got divorced 5 years ago or 6 years ago. So ngiyashelwa, I've got suitors. Ndinama ndiyabonwa ngesiXhosa. So I was actually sharing that with her. And for some people, it's not an aha thing. For some people, I must say it's not an aha thing for some people. But for me, it was an aha thing to learn that actually males worry about your image. The decision of you being asked on a date by a certain caliber of males, it's entirely the first date. It's entirely dependent on how you looked when the person saw you, how their senses were aroused around you. Of which for me it was like, that's insane. What if I look beautiful but I'm a horrible person? What if? But then listen, you send the CV. Do you just show up at work and say, hire me, you'll see, or you send the CV? You send the CV and you market yourself. So for me, beauty, and I remember that's what the social worker was teaching me, that beauty and image is the perception you want to create in your mind. So for me, beauty is internal. It's a very internal thing. So you'll find that now that I'm relearning beauty and relearning consistency, you'll find that I don't put foundation in my face, because for me, now I'm learning to work on my skin internally. I wanted to radiate the heart the Lord has blessed me with. The heart the Lord has blessed me with. Am I not going to put makeup? Yes, I'm going to put makeup and all. So this is my testimony I have with Coach Mahlako for me, guys, to dress up from September 2022 consistently. You're asking a lot. I remember I even came second in the awards of the faculty when we're having the School of Accounting year and function here at university. I was made second in terms of image. And the first person who won is consistent with makeup, with beauty, is consistent from January to December. Imagine me competing with the person from September till December, and I come second. It means a lot. It means a lot for me. I've got a young daughter. She's 8. She was so dissatisfied with me not doing hair. She would, because I would do her hair. I can braid, and I'll do her hair, and then she'll say, but mommy, can you not do your hair? When I'm like, hey, I'm busy. I need to focus on my studies. I need to focus on my work. And right now that I'm putting effort, she's always so proud. She's always so proud. You can see that she had also a certain perspective and a certain perception of how her mother should look like. So image is not a slay. It's not a slay thing. If there's any message I can leave you with, is that image is not a slay queen thing. It's really how you show up to the world and show them your inner beautiful true self, by packaging yourself the certain way you are inside. Why shortchange yourself? I shortchanged myself for a decade and more in my employment. I started working when I was 21. It was a light bulb moment when I'm 36, that when you go to work, girl, you need to exercise in the morning. You need to look the part. It just makes things that easier in terms of being heard, being seen, being recognized, of which part of the promotion comes from that. Part of being asked on a date comes from that. Part of being taken seriously societally comes from that. And when I'm sharing this with you, when you're deciding if Coach Mahlako is worth your money or not, I just want you to know that we're talking about a consistent person in terms of image, a consistent person in terms of fitness, a consistent person in terms of confidence, a consistent person in terms of social skills. Mahlako, I always say, if I gave Mahlako my education, I'm pretty sure Mahlako would have been an ambassador for the country, because she does so much with so little. She does so much, so much. You'll not even believe I'm in a process of wrapping up another level in my education, and I was not even as confident. I was always talkative and in sharing the word of God, but now I've done ENCA interviews, confident. I remember that ENCA interview was like, what if I mess up? What if I don't put a lipstick? I even decided that I'm not going to wear lipstick, because what if I mess up and all? No, man, you don't have to go through the image journey alone. You don't have to go through the self-esteem journey alone. And the self-esteem journey, for me, it took me long. I used to date low. Now, I'm not a person to undermine people. I treat people in every class the same way. But now when you go into dating, the science gets different. When you are blessed by God, and then you start dating at a place where God is not really present, it messes you up. But when you have a coach, you are able to say, to found a sounding board to say, listen, I'm not gonna open myself to this. You actually discuss the advantages and disadvantages of you being with this person, and how it's just gonna be limiting for you, and how it's gonna take you back to a world you came from. So this is the person I'm encouraging you to work with, in an investment in you being heard, in you being recognized in spaces that matter. If you think that maybe it's asking too much, I just know, to even know what looks good on you, to even dress for the future. Like image is so broad. Like Mahlako 2010 was dressing prophetically for the space she's in now. And at that time, she didn't even afford the hair she had. But with the small monies of honorariums, she would get herself something. And she was dressing prophetically for the TV space that just opened 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. She was dressing prophetically a decade before. I promise you, you can see me now eloquent with all that. Could I have sat in that couch and host that show? No, people would have passed me because I just didn't look the screen part. Okay, so I'm just gonna end it here, and I'm gonna encourage you to use Mahlako's services and do yourself a service. Please be honest. Pay. Okay, if you can't afford, just ask for her package. That, can we do once a month and charge me this much, or can we do what? A continuous coaching session up until I get this. I know, guys, I'm in the teaching space, and I've learned that other races invest in their children. When you see the people that have distinctions, like you're going to see now in January, it's January 2024, when the results come out, you're going to see people having 10 distinctions, kids having 10 distinctions in matric, and you're going to be thinking, yo, bana baba buhlali, akho kamntana clever. Let me tell you, there's a science. Those kids have got an academic coach, they've got tutors, then they go to these high-end schools that even the teaching is digitally infused. So when I started investigating these kids, what intellect do they have that we're finding it difficult in other spaces to get 10 distinctions per child? And their parents pay tutorial fees of 120 something a year. So that's tutorial fees of 10,000. On top of that, they pay an academic coach to guide a child on how to answer questions. So I'm coming to say, you see me dressed up now, nice as a lecturer at university, and you're thinking, oh, akasemhle, you uyazithanda lo sisi. There's a science. There's already a coach helping me on how you should look, or how this is how you dress prophetically. There's already someone I'm working with at the background, so that what you see is already worked on. Oh, Jesus, I can preach. Like, I can preach. So I always say, I'm learning now that in any space where there's a successful person, there's God, number one, and then there is God, number one, there is effort. But I tell you, there is versatility in being multifaceted. I'm an academic, but now I just enjoy dressing up. I just enjoy dressing up. It's an extension of me now. And I'm not even being artificial. Have I shifted spiritually? No, I'm actually going deeper in the Lord. But what has helped me having and walking the journey with Mahlako is that I'm so limitless in image. And I'm understanding that if you get your body right, you can wear anything. That's why I did the stairs for 3 hours or 4 hours in Westcliff. I've got my home gym. I've got many things now. I'm such an outdoor person that I was not before, and I'm paying attention to so much on what I eat, so much on what I drink. I'm not a tea person. I'm not a coffee person, but I'm in love with teas now, different teas, high-end teas. And I'm saying high-end teas because I used to think, that's the other thing I had. I used to think nice clothes are expensive. You won't believe I'm the owner of Your Majesty Boutique that sells clothes. That came from me dressing up September. And I sell clothes and perfumes. And I used to think that nice clothes are expensive. I learned that no, they're not. If you're committed to dressing up, they're not. You can go in the streets of Joburg and come back with something that looks like a Kim Kardashian outfit, and you got it for 100 rands. And even secondhand clothing in Joburg for 10 rand, it's just how you carry the clothes. And the reason I'm saying high-end teas is because I used to even think those are expensive. And then when I got into the healthy eating and the fitness thingy with Mahlako, then I was like, "Aibo, guys, this is not even impossible. Most you can find these teas on special for 40 bucks. You can find these teas on special for 30 bucks. So be encouraged, guys. Please subscribe to Mahlako's coaching services. This is a true testimony. I could have not written it in words because I needed to articulate and show you my journey. Love you.